scan it, try it like it created. And today we're going to be making a tag with a napkin. And so I've already cut off a piece that I want to use because the napkin was quite large. And now I'm just going to try to separate the tags here. And I'm trying to go away from the area of image I want to use, just in case. I just about got them to separate here. All right, so I want to take off the back layer, and I think that's all there is. I don't think there's another layer, but let's just see if we can separate out another. There might be another layer here. I think there is. Yep. There it is. You just never know. I can see it here. See if I can grab it. All right. There we go. So very, very thin printed layer. So thin that some of the ink went onto the second layer. All right, set those off to the side. Now I just have some inexpensive clear glue here. A lot of kids use for making slime. That's what the package says. I am just opening it up. I'm going to put it on my desktop, which is a glass mat. And I'm going to mix it with water. And apply it to my tag. So there's a blob of glue off to the side, and I'm going to come in with a generous amount of water. And I'm going to use a foam brush to kind of mix that all up. Break the glue down to a thinner consistency, hopefully. And then I'm going to apply that just right over the front of my tag. And then I'm going to find the part of the napkin I want, which was kind of this part here with the circles. So hopefully got one shot at getting it on there. So I'm going to rub it down and go back in with my glue mixture and go right on top of that again. And so now this has to dry. You can let it sit and dry. You can use a heat tool, whatever works best for you. But let me go ahead and clean up my glue, and I'll use my heat tool on this, and then we'll come back. All right, so I have dried this with a heat tool, and I could go in and just tear around the edges, but since it had glue a little bit past it, it should be pretty easy to cut through and hopefully not take off any of the tag itself. And what I mean by that is that the glue has kind of hardened the napkin a little bit, making it a little bit easier to cut into. All right, so hopefully, if not, we'll figure it out. All right. And then I'm going to stamp on top of it. And I'm not even going to try to pronounce the word that means that. Where you attach some thin paper to a thicker surface and then print on top of it. It is a printmaking term, and I will put it up above for you. But that was kind of the thought behind this. Now I've gone ahead and picked out kind of like a bubble looking stamp, so it's dots, and I've got some anthracite, Lisa Horton's Craft stamp pad, and I think it's going to be a grayish color. And this stamp comes from the Bo Bunny, what's it called? Terrific Texture stamps if you're looking for this stamp. And so I'm just going to ink this up. And I don't really even care about how much coverage there is, because I just really want to add some texture. Ooh, it's dark. That's okay. I'll just go in and add some roughness. Now, I only inked it up once, so now I'm getting more of kind of what I wanted there, some grunge looking to it. All right. So I'm going to add a little bit of sparkle spray from Lisa Horton as well. And I'm just going to go in and mist over this real quick. Not too much, because I don't want those black dots to bleed too much. So there's that. And then I'm going to hit it with a heat tool again. All right, now that that's dry for my last step, I'm going to take this big black hello and put it on the side of the, running up the side of the tag. So flip it over and apply our glue on the back. Be careful of those really little hairline pieces. I don't want them to tear. All right, I think that's good enough. I think the H needs a little more help there. Paying attention to the baseline, and then I'll work on the rest of the letters. All right, since that one's got a lot going on the top surface, it is curling towards all of the dampness and such we put it through, but I think just pushing it in a book or putting some weight over the top of it for the night, and that one will be done.